Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Of Bricks and Dragons. Today we are looking at another one of the newer Lego space sets that we have. And today, let me grab the box here. Wrong box. Okay. Should have been a little bit more prepared. We have the Space Explorer, Rover, and Alien Life. So, um, I don't know how fond I am of the real big vehicles like this, only because these just take up a lot of space. Now it's very cool, looks really nice. We actually have some suspension to this. Uh, so in those regards, very awesome. Um, it's just the fact that I'm kind of looking at it as I don't know exactly where I'm going to fit this in. That's all. Um, Otherwise, looking at this, let me start off on our small stuff here. This was our bag one right here. I do have an extra bottom, and then I just need another alien head, and I could have a third alien, but I just don't have that. Those are extra pieces. So we do have some aliens, little three-eyed little guys here. Kind of different look from some of the other things that they're doing. Not a big deal with me. I think it's kind of neat, kind of interesting. Throw something else out there that we haven't really come up with yet. We do have a little crystal here, always kind of nice. So when we're trying to explore things that we're looking for, I don't know what they want to say the crystals are used for, whatever else. So we have that, and then we have this little miniature rover here. Um, trying to make sure I'm doing this so you can see. So these aren't actual wheels. These are just kind of little stud pieces here. And of course, we are running off of battery power with this, and it has a nice little camera on the front so it can see what it can guide off of and then try and record things for us. So a nice little rover, kind of cute, kind of fun to play with, something to add in there. And of course, if we needed to, we could always just change out the battery, throw a new battery in there, go from there. Um, the first character we had gotten is our green character. Now we have a young lady here. She has the kind of openable, flippable visor here. I'm going to take the helmet off. There is no face on the back side, so what we have is just a face here in the front, which is fine. I'm going to take the head off. I wanted to say face off, but if I can here, there we are. Okay, so one of the things I've been noticing is we have a nice print on the front. They're changing out the arms, which is perfectly fine with me, and then we have a nice print on the back. Um, and then this has a green backpack, but this one's a little bit wider. So she actually has. Once I get the head on here correctly, there we go. Okay, so when I turn this around, we have a solar panel here, and we have a grasping claw, so that way we can put. And I have put her camera on the back here, so she doesn't have to hang on to her camera when she doesn't need it. So either we can charge the camera up with that, or maybe that's helping to recharge her our oxygen tanks or rebreather or whatever we want to call it. Um, and then, like I said, we have the helmet. Looking at the helmet, it looks like we have a light on the top here as well as the flip up visor. So that looks pretty nice as far as that goes. And then we have the camera here, which I will put right back on. Oops, and I have it way off center. Okay, so that way she can do it there. Now, if I was just kind of putting the camera up here so it's not too bulky in the back here. The only bad part is without leaning her forward a little bit, she has a hard time trying to stand up on her own. Um, and then when we were building this, we had gotten this individual. So we got a gentleman here. He's got a little bit of beard growth here. The uniform is the same. It's just that we have the green arms, green backpack. It does have like the little thrusters here, and it has a stud there. So if you wanted to try and put something on there, you could. Um, Only the one face print, just in the front, nothing in the back. And this visor is a kind of a standalone thing. It doesn't raise or lower, and it does kind of stop at the light up here. Um, kind of a new take as to how they're doing the space suits in the latest iteration here. We still have our symbol and we have some prints. And when I bring out one of the old classics, which I know you guys have seen, mainly because I've got them handy. I mean, this is our old classic spacesuits, so it's a little bit of a change from what we have today. So suits look great, figures look great. I don't have any problems with them. I'm going to try and move this over here a little bit, and I will get our big old vehicle here. Um, I am very excited about having the space stuff, whether they're the big vehicles or not. Hopefully, I can get like another face here. Okay, so when we look at our vehicle, it is six-wheeled on this version. I did see that there is another one. I have not been able to see it locally, where they have eight wheels. Um, the back is hinged, so we can go back and forth. We have some battery um, components here on this side as well as on the other side. So if I flip this around, you can see right there on the other side we have batteries as well. Um, and then we also have on the front, so it's a little bit like a hot rod because we can, we're aimed down a little bit. Um, Rolls really nice. These are the same type of wheels that they've been using for a little while. Um, the biggest difference is we're actually putting them kind of backwards to how we used to do them for a lot of the other space stuff. And then we also have like some inside rims and that. So it looks very nice. I like how this has turned out. Um, we have some headlights up here on the top, and on the other side, kind of like a spotlight that we can kind of shine around. Uh, this comes off. So as I pull this off, and if you remember when we were talking about one of the other sets here, and I know it's got to be around here because I've been leaving a lot of stuff on my pool table. It's getting a little bit more crowded. Um, this is the same kind of piece that I was talking about the last time here. And I'm going to kind of peel this off. So it wraps around. We have the bars on the side, and it wraps back around here. It's a very interesting piece. I kind of like how that piece works, how it turned out here. Very versatile for trying to make some different things here. Of course, we have our space symbol, which is a little bit more updated from what we used to have. Still looks very much like the old one. So if I pull out the old guy here, it has that same reminiscence, but we actually have a two-tone here on there for that orange. So I'm going to guess that this is all meant for maybe Mars, where this was like the old going on to the moon. So either way, in any regard, it looks really nice. I do really like this. Our top comes off here. So if you want to look inside here, we do have room for two people to sit, which I have not put anybody in there. We do have the feet hold pieces in here, which are good. And in the back, we do have a ramp. So whether I'm going from the top or I'm down here, whatever, we do have a ramp. So if we want to put our little kind of rover piece in here, I think we could fit him up there without too much of a problem. I don't know how I'm going to get them secured in there, but we can get them in there. And let me try and get our people in here. I have not done this yet, so let me try and do this and see how bad I do. And then she's sitting there with her camera over her shoulder. I'm hoping that doesn't have an issue. It looks like it's got a slight issue here with that. Like she's sitting upright a little bit too much. Maybe what I want to do is I might want to put her in the front in the driver's seat and then kind of go from there. I don't know. And that sits on there pretty good. And again, this bridge kind of hits up there. And if you notice, it is up just a little bit with her in the back seat. So maybe I might want to put her in the front seat in the future. Either way, it closes pretty good, so it doesn't break any of that immersion in there for me. It looks really good, rolls really slick and really nice. So if you're sitting there trying to build it for your kids, or if it's them that are building it and you want it to be able to roll, this thing does seem to roll really nice on my pool table. Um, I don't know how good your carpeting is or anything else, but as far as the pool table goes, it does pretty good. Um, Looking underneath, we do have, like I said, we got a little headlight in the front, a single searchlight. This has got a little bit of a suspension to it. It doesn't want to go down any, but it can go up quite a bit. And then this just teeters, and it is locked in really nice. They did think about that to make sure it doesn't just fall off of there. So, and that works really nice that I've noticed so far. So, if I wanted to say he's hot rodding and he's just kind of speeding around like this, I think that could work very nicely. See, he's got all that electric power going through there. Um, but with that being what it is, that's pretty much the whole set. We do have a nice antenna on here. It's kind of using uh, like a fencing sword or whatever for part of the antenna, which does work pretty good. So they're coming up with some wonderful ideas here, things I never really thought much about. I just figured that I'd just say it's wired in here somewhere in there myself if I was seeing that there's an antenna that is probably internally somewhere, because I think of my cell phone today compared to the old cell phones that we used to have. So we have a little bit of flare out here, kind of right in between the wheels. There is possibilities because we do have some handholds here. If you had something you wanted to click onto there and just kind of drape it off the side, you could easily do that, or you could put it off on the top. Um, and I think that would work very well, be very believable. Um, with this being the way built the way it is, I think it would, even if it's down a little bit more, I think it could very easily, go over my hand without a problem. So yeah, I think this works out really well. Um, I think it's a nice build. It is a nice addition to the collection here. I just don't know exactly where I'm going to fit this bad boy because it is a little on the bigger side for compared to the normal little cars that I've got. But we will find a spot for this eventually, and we'll go from there. Um, Unlike some of the other bigger content creators where they have tons of shelves all over the place, I'm not up to that quite yet. I think I need to start investing in more shelves, but that's just the silliness that I get to deal with. Um, but hopefully this gives you a good idea. I don't remember what the price point was on this. I think I had mentioned it in one of my other videos. Um, I want to say it was about $30 though. So if you're looking for something for, that future astronaut in your collection, or just for yourself because you enjoy it, $30. It is a pretty solid build. I think it's pretty good. We have a 311 pieces in all. I think it took me about a half hour to put it together. Wasn't too bad. Um, but yeah, it's one of those things of, I think, because I can mash that up, and then here's our walker. Because like I said, I've got all this stuff sitting here. Um, maybe he's doing some scouting for him to try and get the minerals or something like that out of there, right? And of course, then they meet up to our aliens here, and we just have whatever antics that you can come up with. So, and looking in here, maybe it's the aliens are kind of like a jellyfish type of creature. Who knows? Um, I'm sure life is boundless, and the possibilities of what we could run into are very unique. So we'll just have to see what happens when that time comes. So, but yeah, I mean, trying to add in all the different things that we're getting, it's fun and exciting, and we'll go from there. So, with that being said, thank you so very much for joining me today. Thank you for sitting around a pool table and listening to my silliness. And we'll see you in the next video.